In this part, we will first, what we will do is do to linear pattern. Linear pattern. We didn't have to open that. In the direction, this is the direction. It's already showing a preview. We need just 5 of these. So that's already selected. We need to specify the distances between each one. So it'll be 5 millimeters, and 5 of these will be needed. So this is what we end up with. This is how it should like. It's basically the teeth of the gripper. We're making the part of the robotic arm that grips different parts or whatever when it's being used in the factory. Go to this face and click here, and we need to fillet this by 8 millimeters. 8 millimeter this, and 8 millimeter the same amount this surface. I think it's gonna cause the same problem it was causing before, so I'm gonna just fillet one side first, 8 millimeters, and then I'm gonna fillet the other afterwards. Like this, fillet. I think that because they are making contact, if I fillet both sides at once, that it's this preview or this cut, basically they both merge and they pass through each other, causing an error in the equation that's running this entire program. So obviously that's it. It doesn't allow that, but we can just do this. There you go. This is what we need. Similarly, we will fillet this and as well as this corner, but the amount we need is only 2 millimeters. I think it was 4. Moving on to this, we will fillet. The amount will be 5 millimeters instead of 2. And here you'll see that it'll allow me to fillet both sides. Well, never mind. It's not allowing me to fillet both sides. Well, I guess I ought to do this one side at a time. For some reason, it's not letting me fillet both sides. I thought it was because the fillet was colliding with each other, but nope. That's not seems to be the case here. Anyway, we move on to this. This is what this top surface should look like. Basically, this will be the part that will be connected to the, this is one of the jaws of the gripper. So we go to sketch on this surface, and here we will, let me just, like, here we will draw a circle. Hold your cursor at the corner of this so it shows the center, and we will draw a circle at that center. This circle will be 3 millimeters in diameter, and then we will go to extrude cut this through this entire surface. There you go. This will make a through hole on this surface so you can see through it. Okay, move on to, after making that hole, move on to this surface, go to sketch. From here, draw a center line from the center of this to this. Press escape, that's our center line. We'll use that, and we will draw a midpoint line now. And that will be about this much, let's say. About this much, and let me just measure the, let me just see how from this end to this end it's exactly 25, which is the length of the extrude. You take away 3 from each side. We need 3 away from this side and 3 away from this side, so that'll be 19. So we will use the smart dimension and make this 19, but because obviously it's a center line, so it'll increase both ways and not mess it up. We will also use smart dimension from here to here, and this will be let me just second. This will be 7.5 millimeters. So now that distance is locked. We will now make a sort of another midpoint line. Let me just take. We need another midpoint line here, and we will make it 4 millimeters, or 8 to be total and exact. We will do this. Give it the dimension of 8. No need for specifics. We're just sort of eyeballing it. We just need this part to connect to this, as well as this part to connect to. This is the shape we're looking for. We will go to features and extruded cut, and in the extruded cut we will decrease the size so that it doesn't cut anything, only this surface. So it's only cutting this surface, this wall. This needs to cut, and say okay, this is what we need, and you'll be left with something that looks like this. I think we might have to make this hole slightly bigger. So we go back to, in this tree, click on this sketch and say edit feature. In the edit feature, we will do this. We will go to trim entities and trim this, as well as this, and make the line quite make a the same way we made it before, midpoint line. Just make it a bit closer to this face, and there you go. We will dimension it accordingly. This needs to be 12 millimeters. There you go. And now we will join it, and it's already extruded, so it'll automatically apply the conditions to the drawing. So we go to that, we say okay, and we say okay. And there you go. The extrude is cut out more. I think the extrude just took out a little chip from the other side. We need to go to extrude and say edit feature and decrease its size. We will just manually do this. Part of that is colliding with this surface, so you can just do up to surface and then click this surface, and it won't chip away or damage anything else. So now we go to this surface and go to sketch. We go to circle. Hold your mouse on this curved surface so it shows the center. Draw a circle here. Obviously, we're going to smart dimension it. Okay, we will make it 3.5 millimeters, and we will extrude it by 1.5. There you go. Oh no, it's selected up to surface. We need blind. That's how much we want it. There you go. That's what it should look like. Go back to sketch on this surface, and we will do the same here. Hold your cursor on this surface. But there are two curves, so their centers might be different, but yep, their centers are definitely different places. The center of this is slightly higher than this, but we'll take this. And we'll draw a circle. Same thing, our dimension. 3.5. I think it might be in the wrong spot. Let me just control let me just move out of this sketch. try again on this surface, sketch, and this time I'm going to go plain white so that not blue anymore. The circle, I will hold this center. I think it's still selecting this as the center instead of that. But I think this is much better of a center. The bottom curve is much for this, so we will go 3.5. Let's say yes, and the same thing goes for the extrude. We will extrude it by 1.5, so it's already written 1.5. We say okay, this is what we want. Okay, in this on this surface, say sketch, and from here take a line and start drawing this on this surface. Basically, first draw here, from here about this much below the circle, and draw up to here. I think this would be the right place. Then draw slightly up in this manner, slightly this way, and then start moving along this, and then connect this. Start making the relations with this. Click here, and then hold shift, like this, and this needs to be parallel. This needs to be parallel. Let's hit OK. Click this and click this, and say these also needs to be parallel. Then click this and this, and these also need to be parallel. I think it might cause some problems. Let me the first relation that it says it needs to be horizontal is causing problems, so we just delete that. These little boxes show the relationship. So for example, if you hover over this one also highlights, meaning these two are connected. These two are connected, and the same goes for these two. That other box was obviously causing a paradox because it can't be parallel to this and be horizontal because this isn't horizontal. So now we start dimensioning these. This needs to be 10 millimeters from that surface. This needs to be 5 millimeters. Same goes for the other side. That's 5 millimeters. And this is also 5 millimeters. There you go. And now we will apply a fillet to this, decrease the value to 1. Fillet this from here, this corner, as well as these two corners. There you go. That's an extremely tiny fillet, but we need just this part to be hollow. We will extrude this out of this shape, so we go to extrude, get out of the sketch, extrude cut, and remove this from the through all, and go OK. So now that you'll have this type of feature in this. Okay, so this part is almost done. We need to change this edit feature. Go to edit feature, and instead of making a through all, go to blind, and it should be 1.5. It should be an extruded cut. It should be this sort of shallow cut surface in this. Then we will go make a plane. This will be our first face, and then the second face will be our this one. So now there's a plane in the middle of both those faces. Let's say okay, and this will be used to basically mirror. Let me just open the tree. The plane's already selected, so this new plane, because that's the last plane we selected. As soon as I selected mirror, it just pre-selected this plane because obviously that's sort of the flow of your work. So if it hasn't, just delete it and delete it from here by right-clicking and then select this plane. And then the features that we need to mirror is this hole. I think the hole is already there, so no point in features to mirror. Move this to move. So this box is highlighted, and now the features that we want to mirror is all three of these. This extrude, as well as this extrude. So these two extrudes as well as this cut is now also made on this side. Say okay, this is what we want. Nice. There is one last thing. I think this the width of this is bigger than what we need. So we just go to the original extrude and go to edit feature. And in that we give it a value of 18 instead of this. 18 and say okay. And I think that will cause us problems in this department. So we are going to have to also change. I'm surprised it didn't mess up these teeth. Oh yeah, we selected the when we selected this extrude, we set up to this surface. So when we change the thickness, it didn't affect it. But no problem, we can just fix this as well. This is sketch. We go here, edit sketch, and in this we will simply decrease this value from 19 to, let's say, 16. See what happens. 16 seems to be working pretty well. I think 16 is good enough. We'll go with 16. And I think this will be, let's just make it 11. So it's sort of a bit of a compressed shape like that. And now it should, when we exit the sketch, it should be fine. Yep, no other problems encountered in this case scenario. Everything is correct. We will save this as usual. I think I have all these 7 or 8 parts that saved up. Let me save this one as well. This will be the 7th part. So I will the next 2 or 3 parts of the videos will be just assembling all this.